This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. It's National Fire Prevention Week, and there are some simple steps you can take to protect yourself and your family. This morning we have Brad Neff from the Kirksville Fire Department here this morning to go over those simple steps. How are you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. So this is a national campaign. It is National Fire Prevention Week. Tell us about this year's theme.
This year's theme is don't wait, check the date. Replace your smoke alarms every 10 years. So on the back of every smoke alarm is a manufacturer's date. They're only good for 10 years. Smoke alarms actually lose about 3% of their effectability every year.
Really?
So at 10 years, they're only 70% effective as they was when we first
So
started.
let me see this really quickly, because this is a good tip to know for those maybe buying a house that already have, because I know that when you buy a house, they have to have fire alarms.
Correct.
But it would be a good idea to actually take them down and look at them, because you know you might buy a house from 1970 and they might have fire alarms from the 1980s still installed. So now let's go ahead and talk about the battery usage. We're recommended to check the battery every so often. Why should we do that as opposed to waiting for them to start making that annoying chirp sound?
Okay,
We all know that sound.
The battery, so you test them once a month, and with the newer style batteries, we find that you can get about a year out of them as long as you're testing them once a month. We recommend that they change the battery every 6 months. So pick 2 dates. We used to say daylight savings time, but now that ain't exactly 6 months apart. So Christmas and your birthday, or whatever the 2 dates you can remember are. The reason it's so important is just assurance that it works. You know, that we try to tell everybody that this is the cheapest life insurance you can get.
That's true.
It's like $5 for each one of these.
That is true. Now let's talk about how many smoke detectors should an average household have, and where should we be placing these?
We recommend outside every sleeping area and in every sleeping area.
Okay.
So, like if you got a hallway with 3 bedrooms in it, you put one, leading in the hallway, and then one in each bedroom. We try to tell people to avoid putting them right in the kitchen, because most of the time
You're making toast and it goes off.
people end up pulling the battery out of it, so it does no good. So common living areas, whatever you call it, the living room, family room, people have different names for it. So one there. The main thing is the sleeping areas.
Okay.
Because most fires are between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Which is interesting. So we actually have some file video of some fires happening throughout the Heartland over the years. This time of year is when you start seeing an increase in those fires. Why is that?
Some of it is alternative heating sources and people not paying attention to where they store their clothes, whether it's up against a baseboard heater or just different stuff getting too close to a heating source. Storing boxes in your furnace closet, cardboard boxes. It gets hot in the furnace closet, and that could start fires.
Or even using your oven. I know some people have used their oven to heat up their house. So now, what are some other safety tips we need to keep in mind to keep our family safe? Obviously, you always promote having a fire escape plan.
Yep. So we try to promote having a fire escape plan. In adolescents and children, if they know there's a plan, they're a lot more at ease than we actually are, if you really think about it. So just having a plan, like if we have a fire, we're going to meet at the big oak tree or the neighbor's mailbox or wherever you said that's where you need to meet at. Just having that plan in place is just good for the kids and good for you. Everybody knows what's going on in the case of a disaster, because when a disaster hits, it's going to be kind of organized chaos.
And to practice it too, not only put the plan in place, but especially if you have little kids, practice it so that way as soon as that instinct pops in, they know what to do. The whole stop, drop, and roll, like you said, have an escape plan and all that stuff. Now when it comes to smoke detectors, if anybody has any questions, concerns, problems, maybe installing it, can they contact the fire department to have some assistance?
Yeah, they can contact the fire department anytime, and we'll try to assist them the best way we can. whether it's a question or they need smoke alarms, we can
Provide
try to
those and
provide those. We kind of have a program that we use to see who qualifies for smoke alarms, but
okay. Fantastic. So what we'll do to make it easier for everyone out there that's watching, maybe if they have any questions or concerns, we'll post everything on our website at ktvO.com. We'll link up the fire department's phone number if they have any questions or concerns. And of course, you do, the fire department does numerous programs throughout the year to promote fire safety and to teach youngsters the importance of having a plan. So of course, if anybody's interested in that or having a tour of the fire department, they can contact
yeah,
you guys.
we try to prevent them before we have to fight them. So
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Again, we'll post everything on our website at ktvO.com, and we'll be right back.